Hello, and welcome to The Table Is Yours, a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of friends sit around a table or through video call and play Dungeons and Dragons, and then eventually online other TTRPGs. I am your host, your GM, your friend, your DM, Steve Harvey, Con Riley. My pronouns are they, them. My handle that you can find me everywhere at is at Kryles or Kryles _. But let's go around and meet our fantastic friends, starting with Lexi May.
Do you want to do a fun fact?
Oh yeah, I want a fun fact. My first job, I would technically, I got paid for. I worked at a Rita's Water Ice because at the time, one of my best friends, growing up, and my ex-girlfriend, I worked at her mom's Rita's, but I would also kind of consider my first job being the first place I actually worked at, which was for no pay, but it was to get my confirmation because I was raised Catholic, and I worked at one of those little Catholic knick-knack shops. I forget what it was called. It was the something Dove. I didn't get paid, but I guess the payment was I got to get my confirmation.
Closer to God.
I was closer to God.
You're closer to God. You get into heaven.
Hi, my name is Lexi May. I use she, her pronouns. I play the human artificer. Well, Connie, the human artificer, who also uses she, her pronouns. You can find me on Instagram with Lexi May Hunter. I'm going to try to start using my social media more again. I say that every week, but somebody keep me to that. My fun fact, my first job, I worked at an escape room. I actually worked with Sid at the escape room.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Wash. Both our pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Steam at Tangy_lobster. My fun fact, the first job I ever had was working at Produce Junction.
No way!
Bagging fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Produce Junction?
Yeah, I did that every day after school.
Oh, hi. Anyway, I'm Sydney. I play Codex Sayori. When I'm not using the she, her pronouns, she is using the she, her pronouns. To expand on our first job working at the escape room, I would drive us to and from work. It was about an hour drive. Lexi and I would drive together, and we would get out of work at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and we would stop at Wawa and sit in the Wawa parking lot and eat food for 30 minutes and talk, and then I would drop her off at home.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Isabella Ballador, Tiefling Paladin Bard of the group. We both use she, her pronouns. You can find me at merkmerk13 on Instagram. And my first job, I got paid below minimum wage because I started working at 14, and I worked at the Reading Phillies.
Hi again. My name is Jacob White, if you're curious. My pronouns are he, him. I play Finley de Galilei, Firbolg Druid. His pronouns are also he, him. His duck's name is Cinnamon. His pronouns are he, him. A fun fact about my first job. The first job I can legally tell you about. I was a sandwich artist at Subway.
Artist?
Hello, I'm Vic. My pronouns are they, them. I play Resident Rat Boy Terrence Astonis. His pronouns are he, they. My first job, I had to get a little permit from school because I was 14, and they were like, yes, you can work. I was a host at a local burger restaurant.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Lore. I stole Jake's they, so she they now. Alright, you can find me on any social media at Land of Lore. Instagram's probably the easiest. And there's a couple answers to this could be, but my first official job that I got paid for was I was a ballerina. With a touring company, I was a professional ballerina, and I also taught classes. So ballet was my first official job, I guess.
And of course, you can follow us anywhere at TTIYDND on all the socials. Follow our Patreon. We have fun stuff there. Yeah, I can't think of anything else at TTIY. Its first job is this one, so there you go.
Yeah. My first job is this.
Yeah.
I've never worked a day in my life.
TTII is not even one,
do.
and we put it to work.
Yeah, work, bitch.
6 months old, cool.
It's not a job.
Earn your
if
rent.
You love what you do.
But with that, if there are no questions, concerns, comments, queries, wonderings, hopes, dreams, wishes, let us...
You're right, I have none
There's
of
a lot
those.
of queers in here.
Let's get into the recap of what happened last time on The Table Is Yours. What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story. and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
Alright, Finley Day Galilee's turn. Psst, that's me, by the way. Right, you too, Cinnamon. So the Fated Fates were not exactly what I thought they'd be. I brought them good news that the DeMartas were alive, but they made me stop talking almost immediately. It was kind of rude, but didn't matter because I had a job to do, so I had to tell them why I was there. Exactly, Cinnamon. I explained to them that Fiara sent me to take the Fated Fates to the wild so they could continue the hunt for the diamonds and such, but they all shot that down since the Fated Fates were set to meet the king the next day. They told me they didn't want me at their keep waiting, and Fiara told me to stick by them, so we agreed at the banquet I'd be a Fated Fate too. Well, that was quick. We all got ready for the banquet, and the next day the Volgard came to get us. And so we were off to meet the king, King Guillaume III, or Gil, as he liked to be called when not in front of his guards. He was very kind, if not a little much, understandably so since he was quite self-aware that he was just a figurehead, and basically was bullied by the bulls of the Grand Septim Guilds to do as they say. He didn't seem to like being king at all, but knew any defiance would remove him from office, which was less than ideal. He even stated that he didn't get to meet many adventuring groups, stating that he believed most he met were thereafter killed by the government in secret. Mentioned how some were sent to hunt the beast of the wilds but died by it, a fact that shook the rest of the Fated Fates and me as a martyr of Ponte to the core. Shay and I tried our best to cheer him up before we had to go to the banquet hall. The banquet hall was star-studded. All the bulls, well, except for Fiara, since she was hiding in the wilds after Balthazar. Never mind. We all know that. All the burgomasters were there too, like Connie's aunt, Lady Seraphima Rousseau, and her entourage. And then also some Valescanian nobles and people from the Grove. Shay immediately left our group to chat with some woman who looked a lot like her. Connie went to the bar after seeing Seraphima, but one of Seraphima's lackeys, Miss Alona, dragged Connie and Terrence, who had followed her, over to Seraphima's table. It did not look like they were having fun. There was a family table for the Fated Fates. I saw Codex's dad's and brother, but not Codex nearby because she was walking towards that evil god Arathia tied to herself. Hopefully that goes well. And most surprising of all, Sean was there with some white-haired woman that the other Fated Fates seemed to know. I've known him forever, but Isis seemed to know something secret that was going on with him, but wouldn't tell me. So I guess I gotta go talk to my buddy and find out what the hell's he's been up to. But before that could happen, lights came beaming from all directions, pointing at the seven of us to announce this banquet to honor the Fated Fates. Gotta be honest, I don't love being in the spotlight.
So before I hand over this table,
Still mine.
right?
Want it.
Let go.
It's mine.
Drop it.
You have to let go, Con. You have to let go.
As these spotlights kind of like blind you where you are, there's kind of just like this roar of like very raucous applause and cheering, and it kind of all sounds like just like a lot of noise. With I think with the lights, they're so blinding. Just they're obviously some type of like arcane light. It's not doing an effect to you, but like I don't know. Imagine having like floodlights on you. Like you're like it's like it's a little disorienting, and I'm sure you're all trying to keep composure. But as like this applause kind of dies down, you kind of watch as like the white bright lights of these, they're like almost like daylight, like really bright daylight lights. As it kind of like dies down, the warm glow of the room kind of opens back up, and the sun is still a little bit up before it's fully out for sunset, or before it fully sets. But it kind of envelops the entire hall in like this like very magnificent warm glow of like peak golden hour light. As you kind of hear after this applause, like the orchestra starts back up and people start to more mingle and all this other stuff. And it looks like servers are coming around to like give food to tables, but it's kind of like you're being allowed to kind of wander for a second. You don't know what to expect. You don't know if there's going to be another moment that's going to be a pause and a halt and a speech or whatever, because it kind of seemed kind of quick, almost like this was like the start of the banquet, as if everything else leading up to it was we're waiting for everyone to walk in. We haven't started yet, but now it's like, here are the Fated Fates, here they are. We're starting this banquet. And that was kind of like the start feeling of the banquet, if you will. As if the doors have closed now. Like, not actually physically, but you know what I mean?
No
You
one
know,
else
like-
is going to be coming in.
Right, like entrance at 7, and people like they wait till like about 7:38, and that's when it starts. That's what this feels like. It's getting earlier now, or darker earlier now. So it's probably around like 5:40, almost 6. But yeah, the entire ballroom is kind of like open back up to just everywhere go. All the lights are back up, so the table is yours. Oh, sorry, actually. By the time the lights all come back, if you will, Connie, that is when you'll see now, as you must have missed them walking in, but you do see your parents and one of your siblings. Just to describe for everybody, you see what looks like a taller pale man with kind of like a paler blonde hair, in a almost, I'm going to say it again, Paul Revere-esque hair, with glasses on, and he's wearing a fancier kind of. Best way I can say, he looks like he's dressed like a professor. Kind of like a tweed jacket, and more like earthen toned clothes. And sitting next to him is this very dark gray skinned woman with kind of red into a yellow dyed tip hair, red eyebrows. Looks like it has to be Connie's mom. This woman is a fire genasi. She's wearing what looks like this almost like sleek black gown. It has almost like the smoky glittery to it that like kind of trails off the bottom. And then next to them, in kind of this, I would say it's more like a button-up shirt, maybe a vest, opened at the collar, no tie, and wearing just kind of like sleek black dress pants. You see a like lighter gray-skinned person, must be the other sibling that Connie was talking about. They're sitting in a wheelchair. They have glasses. They have red hair at the back and bangs of pure blonde, very similar to, like, almost like the perfect mix of both of Connie's parents, as they're kind of rolling up next to her parents. And just a reminder for everybody, obviously, because this is a new episode, everyone who is present at this banquet for honoring the Fated Fates and their work are all 6 bulls, including Lady Arathia Burke of the Onyx Obscurity, with Arathia, who Codex is currently dancing with, Lord Kess, who you all know is the shadowed fear, the god of sorrow, suffering, and pain, Kessak.
Good choice.
In disguise. Yeah.
It's fine, whatever.
All 12 burgomasters, including Seraphima and her 5 entourage members, Felarum Dark Fury, Eileen Brisea, Neldor Shra, Mr. Brogram, and Miss Alona. From the Kingdom of Valaskan in Vosmedir, the continent north of Zabraria, we have Queen Iris Valaskan, who is an elf. Looks like her head savant, Amari Moore, who is Clea's father.
Yes.
Clea is also there. And a small goblin with gold eyes and more of this pious wear that they announced was of the name Gruck. Then we have Shay's sister there, who she called Ishnalia. That woman, Aster, is there. Another person that Shay has recognized with green hair, tanner skin, and a white dress is there. Isa's parents are there, Elena and Salvador Ballador. Pontiff Amnestria, basically the Pope of the Tidethorns religion. Lady Liadra, Maud, and Sham are both there. Terrence's mother is there, Estella Stannis, with her boyfriend now, the Leonin Rory, who owns LaGuardia. Connie's family, of course, and then Codex's dads, Keurig and Safi Seori, as well as Dogma, is there. So that is everybody who is present currently. With that, the table is yours.
Who wants to start this rodeo?
My vote's Connie.
We're standing at the family table.
Yeah, we're at the family table. I think like when the lights come on and I hear the door close, that's like probably when I look to see if I see my family here, because I'm like, well, if they're not here, good. And then I see them. Oh, good. Is it one of those moments where I look and I make eye contact?
You make eye contact with your mother first. And she, probably the moment she makes eye contact with you, she kind of like looks over to Theodore. Why do you hate your mom? I like your mom. I was like, you're an idiot. Like,
That's why I'm like, Lexi, love Pyra. Connie, god damn it.
she kind of grabs your father's hand, kind of does a quick squeeze, and your father goes behind your sibling Axel, that is Axel Rousseau, and starts to push them towards you as she walks kind of like a little bit ahead to get up to you.
I definitely give like a hand to you, Terrence, just to kind of be like, keep eye, like a keep eye, but don't come with me.
He gives you a thumbs up.
And I'm gonna walk towards Pyra.
Cornelia, where have you been?
I thought we said we were gonna keep out of each other's lives.
It's hard when we get an invite from your aunt. And that you're also now in the public eye.
I've been alright. How are you?
Same old, same old. Listen, I just want you to know. And as soon as she starts saying that, Theodore kind of walks up and says, Connie, hi. We did not expect to be here, but glad to see you.
Why did you show up?
My sister asked. I hate to say keep appearances up, but keep appearances up.
Well, I guess this is a safe place to be.
Is it? Says Axel, as they kind of look up to you.
It doesn't feel like it.
I thought you said... Never mind.
This might not... I did turn to my dad. This is probably not the place to have this conversation. Could we talk after? There's too many ears here. I live at Keep in the Third.
Oh, we will not be staying here long. There's things...
Dad, how old are you?
He kind of furrows his brow, kind of confused at that question, as Pyra says, what are you trying to do here?
I thought I would have this conversation here, but if you're not going to stay in the Third...
What do you want to know, Cornelia?
What happened with her grandfather?
She kind of looks over to Theodore, and Theodore kind of he died.
Mm-hmm. How?
Are you smiling like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping up appearances.
Connie, I don't you need to be smug right now. Because if you do want to get into a conversation whenever there aren't ears around, we can talk about how much danger you've put us in. What I can tell you...
And I can talk about all the danger that you've put us in.
I've taken us out of danger.
You made choices a long, long time ago.
And you're making choices now that actively, 1, killed your brother. 2, put Axe in a wheelchair.
And where did those stem, Dad? When you stepped down? You put someone
You
else
went
in
poking
power?
into things you didn't need to go poking into. And I've tried to be receptive, hear you out. Your mother was obviously more angry. I mean, we were both angry, but more vocal. This is not the time or the place.
I know.
I'm not going to let you put fault on me. You don't know what I've been through. My father died on the day of the Red Sun. You can say whatever you like about choices I've made. The choices I've made was to take my family out of a dangerous situation.
And I'm trying to save a lot more than just our family.
Well, yeah. Tell Ezra that. And then he's going to take Axel and kind of push away, and Pyra's just going to stand there, and she's crossing her arms and looking at you. What a great reunion. Was that good? Did that help you?
She kind of probably turns and looks to all of the faded fates kind of and just no.
Yeah. What do you want? What do you think your father can do to help you with the problems you've created for yourself now?
I don't know. I'm just angry.
Okay, and you took it out on him. What does knowing his age matter? Do you want to know if he's older than he looks? Yes. Does he want to talk about it? No. Is it something that's putting you in active danger now? No. Well, active danger that you didn't errantly put yourself in. Can you tell me why Arathia Burke has been coming around Thoroughbrook recently? Would it have something to do with you, Cornelia?
She's probably honestly doing that thing when your mother is scolding you and you're no, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Can you tell me why your aunt came to our house when they had that gala, looking for you? Your problems with your aunt are not your father's fault?
I'm not the one actively pursuing it afterwards. I'm trying to fix things. It's not my fault that other people just start looking for me.
Fixing things is actively pursuing it, Cornelia.
But I'm not telling them to go look for me.
No, what you did was you jumped off the cliff, lost your leg, had another girl killed in your place, and you thought Seraphima was stupid enough to think you were dead?
No. I knew that she knew that I was alive, that's why I didn't stay there.
Well, if I remember correctly, you were also the one at the ripe age of, 8, begging to go live with your Aunt Seraphima to become Lady Adelaide. I wasn't going to tell an 8-year-old all the problems that was going on, but I did urge you very much not to go.
I was 8.
Okay. You made a choice. And I told you not to. Your father let you.
You told an 8-year-old don't do it with no reasons. What do you think an 8-year-old's going to do?
Because what am I going to tell you?
That's just a failure on your part.
How is it a failure on my part if I knew you would die?
You didn't tell me that. You just said don't do it.
Cornelia, when you came home broken, there's something I did notice one night. You were walking around in the kitchen looking for something to eat in the dark, and you couldn't see. What happened to your eyes? Was it siphoned? Did she use you like I told you she would? I'm not going to explain to an 8-year-old. She'll take your eyesight away. Or whatever else she could have done. I told you she is going to use you. I'm sorry if that's the best idea I could come up to an 8-year-old without traumatizing her, or having us come out and say something that would get her and the rest of us killed. But don't worry, one of them has already died. Another one who urged you constantly not to do it. We can't be held responsible for your curiosity.
Did that feel good? Having a good time? You feel better?
You know what, Cornelia? Maybe after our deaths, our memories will serve you purpose in whatever your goal is. Because that's all people are to you. Memories waiting to happen. She's gonna walk away.
I would like to speak to the father.
Okay, yeah, you watch as Theodore kind of pushes Axel over to the family table with, like, people he has no the fuck clue of who they are. Next to 2 gay dads, a Leonin and a very breasty boobly lady.
Yes.
And a male codex, but not the way you think. But yeah, he just kind of like pushes Axel there and then just like sits down and slowly like introduces himself to Safi and Kirik, and then to Estella and Rory. And if you walk over by that table, you kind of just hear him like, "And who are you?" Like he's like, "Who are you to my daughter?"
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. He's saying that to the parents. But if you're at the
I was at the table because I was standing next to my mom, and you were like, "Wait here." And
But
I
yeah,
was
you
like,
can
"Okay, I'm just
come
gonna
in
talk to
there
my
at
mom."
any moment.
These are like the families of the party members. Terrence. I'm a part of
Okay.
the group.
Theodore. This is my child, Axel.
Hi, nice to meet you both. He'll like shake their hands.
Hi. Swirls their thumbs together.
I guess I'm gonna walk up at this point and I'm gonna like say quick hi to Codex's family, then look over. Are you Theodore?
Yes.
I would like to officially thank you for your help with the steel daffodil.
Yeah, sure. Have we met?
We haven't, but you know, my friend.
Who is your friend? Oh, Lily.
Yeah.
Sorry. I wasn't thinking that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lily, yeah, she's a great person. She's a good student. I hear her business is doing really well. How do you know her?
Childhood friends, I guess.
Oh, wow. Are you from the 9th?
Yes.
Okay. And your name?
Wash.
Wash. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
You see his eyes kind of like look around for a second, and then he kind of like shakes it off. Are you part of the spotlight was on you, so I assume.
Yeah.
What do you do for work? Other than, I guess, adventure. What did you do before adventuring, I guess, is the question I'm asking.
A lot of lifting, moving things, you know.
I don't say that.
Just a lot of physical stuff.
Oh, like factory work?
In a sense.
Okay, yeah.
How you used to be a burgermeister, right?
Yes, I was the burgomaster before my sister. Right. Your sister's Lady Seraphima Rousseau? Says Estella.
Yes.
Yes, she is my younger sister. Yes. But I stepped down for family. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. That's great. Yeah, family. That's why I'm here, Terrence. I'm here.
My mom is just Linda Belcher.
Yes.
She kind of like holds on to, she kind of like loops her arm into Rory's arm. Kieran and Safi are like looking at each other, and then Safi just kind of goes, "Yeah, I remember actually when you were in charge of the 9th. You did some good stuff down there." Oh yeah, thank you. I try to make good choices. Yeah. Document, do you want to go get snacks with me over there or something? Why don't you come too, darling? And kind of grabs Kirik as they walk away.
Awkwardly exits.
I have a question about Axel. Is the wheelchair that they're in is it like does it look like it was made by like an artificer? Like it's
Yes.
fancy tech or like magic tech or whatever? Okay.
It looks like it was made by like some type of steelworker and like maybe not necessarily magic artificer, and then it looks like whatever the base was augmented. And you'll see sometimes Axel like kind of like touch things and like just quickly fiddle with things, and they'll see like a little like, and then Theodore will probably like just like maybe like tap their like the backside of their hand, and they'll go, sorry.
It's a giant fidget toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice to meet both of you. We've been working with Connie for a while now, so it's nice to.
Oh, really? This is Axel. What have you guys been doing? I heard about the, undead stuff and the
Yeah. Well, we.
red thing.
Yeah. That was kind of the.
What's her name?
Axel.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, that was kind of like the crux of the whole thing. It was mainly for the almost a month leading up to that was just trying to figure out why all of these things were happening. So we just kind of did some investigating and general other like adventuring work.
Do you know where my sister got that dog?
I just assume she made it.
Axel kind of looks Theodore, and Theodore like does the same. Like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know she works on him, but
Also, I heard she has an armor. Where'd she get that? I don't know. Like, sorry, I'm kind of like I'm just. Theodore's like.
Oh, I do know the answer, kind of. Ooh, I'm not
Theodore's kind of like just hang out. Hang out here, and Theodore's gonna get up and probably find Pyro, who's like
steaming at the
Pyro's hair is sort of like up, like. Axel's like, I don't want to call her out, but she's not a really good artificer, to be honest.
Wow, okay.
She's never been really good with her studies, and hasn't really she never learned well. Me and she just never really learned well. Their face kind of pauses for a second when they say me and they kind of stop and then they just continue.
I mean, from what I've seen her do, I mean, she works in the forge a lot, but it seems like there's magic involved
She
as
works
well.
in a forge?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's magic involved in it too. I don't know if that's all
You seem
artifice.
kind of hoity-toity.
No, it's she. I'm personally, I'm really not. I just really I actually they're kind of stammering what they're saying because they're kind of excited to talk about it. But they're touching the wheelchair. They're like, all these is what I did. Because I hate to be I did the work.
Do you use magic as well?
Oh, yeah, I do. But so our dad oh, I heard you talking. Oh wait, do you know Lily?
Yeah.
Oh, I started kind of start to sign. I started to learn a little bit of sign for that. Well, actually, before there was reasons why I learned that before. Anyway, but yeah, I've gone in there a couple times, but don't tell me that.
Watch signs back. Oh, that's awesome. And don't worry, I won't.
But
gentle sign language wash. He's like a different person in sign.
Our dad is a professor. Professor, the one of the lead teachers at the artificer school. But so growing up, he asked if we wanted to learn, and I did, and she never. I mean, she did, but she didn't. She was and you kids, you see them they'll stop themselves and they'll think for a second and then they'll continue. They're not pauses you'll miss. They pause and they're it's almost like a what can I say? Pause. She was much more into political things. And then she kind of got angry that we were ahead of her. Do you know what I mean? That's all right?
That's exactly right. I was I just didn't expect everybody to learn this.
No, that makes sense. But
she's kind of volatile.
Yeah.
And so are her like experiments too. Like things have
I
blown
mean,
up.
V2's
Seem
pretty
fine.
in control most of the time.
That's why I'm asking. Did she make it?
I mean, I think so. I don't have
Watch kind of chuckles like.
As far as I'm aware, she did.
What happened to V1?
We don't talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Possible V1 blew up. I don't know.
Probably.
Damn. If we want to trail up this conversation, I'm going to ask Axel about, like, so you made all of this?
Oh,
like, yeah.
well, it was I mean, you can kind of see it was a basic design of a wheelchair, but what I did was, and we'll kind of go into it.
After enough of conversation about things I don't understand, I'm going to go find the displeased goblin. Let's come back to that later.
Finley wanted to talk to Sean. That was a trail out.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm gonna kind of like the spotlight. Definitely, like when the spotlight hit Finley was just like
Finley
It's
froze in
escapee
place.
against like a cement wall, just like fuck.
and I was like, if I don't move,
They can't see me.
they can't see me. I'm not a faded fate. And when
Fates
it
are fading.
when it stops, he goes, okay, fantastic. And they're gonna kind of like push. Would you say there's any like notable NPCs on the way to Sham?
There are if you want them to be.
It's a room full of them.
Because he's gonna disregard all of them and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, I'm big. I'm so sorry. As I kind of like brush in the middle of all these groups of people, just to like be like, I see Sham in a direct line for me. I'm gonna go get to him. Who is that lady?
Yeah, you see them both wearing the same like red, like more like blood red colors of the Red Raven Adventuring Guild, as well as they have like little lapels or like pins, probably a brooch for Lady Leandra. She's wearing more like a velvet gown, and then Sham is wearing what looks like a full like tailcoat tuxedo in that color.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like walk up and be like, Sham, it's me. It's Finley.
Sorry, Dwayne. Oh, yes. Kind of remember, yeah. Finley, yeah, Sean. We've met. Have you been to the guild? Roll insight.
The punch to the gut.
A devastating blow.
18.
Looking at him, you've never seen Sham's hair not fully down. And when he says he doesn't know you, you're probably like, And you've seen Sham wear fancy things before, but never has his hair ever been like in a Paul Revere ponytail.
Right. It's a funny little ponytail you got there.
Thank you.
You always used to wear your hair down, you know?
I'm sorry, do you know each other? Says this woman.
Oh, hi, Finley Day.
Lady Leandra, I don't know if I know you. I'm pretty good friends with the Fated Fates.
Right. I've been helping them a little bit recently.
Why does Sean look weird to you? You hear in your head.
I'm gonna respond. He wears his hair down normally. Ever since he's a little boy.
You guys are probably just still talking, like
Yeah.
just pleasantries. But in the subtle spelled message back and forth. The next thing she'll say, she'll just kind of like, he started wearing that within the last few years. It seems like a band with a jewel on it. Just seems like, I don't know, like an emerald or something. Does that mean anything to you?
I can't say that it means a damn thing.
Okay, take it off.
You want me to take his hairband off?
Oh yeah, do it suddenly, don't you? Or your duck.
Oh, right. Out loud. Oh, right. Surely, Sham, you remember Cinnamon.
Can't say I do now.
Right. Well, it's obvious that Cinnamon remembers you. Cinnamon, you want to do that thing with Sham that you always used to do?
What?
You want to give Sham a big old hug? Cinnamon, give him a hug.
And you watch Cinnamon kind of like, and Sean's like, "Oh God!" Like is like brushing his hair around, and Cinnamon is just gonna like make a dex check for Cinnamon. A sleight of hand.
13.
There, you watch Cinnamon kind of like and like bites it off as you see the emerald hit the floor. Roll a perception check as well.
This is scary. I'm scared for you.
20. Modified.
Yeah. So when it hits the floor, there's this little like you see what looks like this like the emerald cracks, and you see this little like fall out of it. As off in the distance. I don't know if you're probably in earshot. Is anybody near Arathia?
Sydney.
I was literally
Codex.
just walking away.
You probably as you take Lord Kess's hands to like dance, you watch Arathia's head like quick turn as she looks over to Finley, who's standing by Sham, who now has hair fully down, and Lady Leandra Maud. And you just, why don't you both dance? I'll be right back. And she starts to walk over, and Sham's you see Sham's eyes kind of go from it's like the opposite effect of the doe eye to the siren eye. Sham's eyes oh my god, Finley?
Sean, baby, you're back. Hi.
What's going on?
Listen, you were wearing a little funky little hair tie, and I think I knocked. Well, Cinnamon took it off of you. By the way,
Sham,
Cinnamon,
we have someone walking in. I'm gonna go take care of it. And you see Lady Leandra push Sham to not push guide Sham with her hand to your side, and she just quick turns in her hair and she's like, Lady Arathia Burke, and she walks over and starts talking to her.
I love when she takes care of things.
Yes.
Maud is
Obsessed with Maud.
she's favorite.
Finley's ear is gonna perk at the sound of Arathia, and just. Sean, do you want to dance?
What? Sure. Yeah.
Let's go.
Sham's hair looks kind of it falls a little bit down, maybe just the shoulders. Well, probably a little longer, a little bit past that. And he's just kind of, are you leading? Or is he okay?
I'm leading.
Okay.
Yes.
What is going on, Finley?
Well, I think the timing is a little bad, but I think Arathia might have been doing something to you. Because when I came up to you, you said, "Have we met?" And that's ridiculous because I've known you since you were diaper age. I know your first name.
Sean kind of squints his eyes when you say his first name. He's yeah. It's kind of hazy. I remember a little. Who? Yeah, I'm kind of remembering things. Have you been here the entire time?
No, I just got here. Do you remember? What's the last thing you remember?
Seeing Arathia Burke and asking where my sister was. Lori didn't just go missing.
Well, no. None of us are idiots. We know Lori didn't just go missing. Do you think Arathia did something?
Well, what happened with the rest of you? Did you all try to find her? Or me?
I left. I've been in the wilds up until yesterday.
What happened to Philomena, Opal, and Pascal?
They're fine. They correspond, but none of them have said anything.
Willow, Rush, Miss?
Well, there's a complicated story with them. They've had their own troubles. Do you know the Fated Fates?
Sort of. I can kind of remember. I know Mom. Well, that's her persona, Lady Leandra Mom, but I haven't told her much about me. Just I obtained the guild.
Right. Congratulations, by the way. When I left, you just started.
Yeah, but I thought that was the plan the entire time.
Yeah, but also congratulations. I never said congratulations. I just left.
Okay, well, thank you. But also, I feel like most of my how long have you been gone?
Well, I've been in the wilds for 5 years.
What's the year?
It's 393. Do you just really not remember anything?
Not the past 2 and some years. I thought it was 391 or 390.
It hasn't been 391 or 390 for 2-3 years.
Well, yeah.
Listen, buddy, you're conflicting. Stop trying to lead. I'm leading.
He's getting flustered.
Do you want to sit? Do you want to stand on my feet?
No.
Oh.
Well,
Listen,
fumbling.
Finley,
We're looking ridiculous out here.
Looking ridiculous. I've been very suave and people have loved me for years. So it's been fine.
Have people loved you or Arathia's hair tie on you?
2 years does not make a difference. I got the head of the guild because of my own charm and wit.
I can't speak anything on that. I don't know. I haven't been here, but I believe you.
Okay, well, here's the real question. If Lady...
Do you know the last show from 393?
Sorry, I'm having a brain blast.
Brain blast. Yes.
2 in some years, Arathia's had me then?
That's all I can assume.
And no one knows where Laurie is. Where's Miss?
In the wilds?
Or Phoebe, whatever you call her now. Or Fiora? That was the last thing we called her?
Yeah, I would keep quiet about all that.
Why?
Currently.
Wait, she's in the wilds?
Quiet your mouth. Sham, we will talk about it. You can come back to the wilds if you want to. We could talk about it
If I
there.
can get to the wilds and Lady Arathia Burke is looking for me, she's going to follow us to the wilds, isn't she, Finley?
Do you want me to go talk to her?
No! Let Mom do it.
Mod takes care of things.
Yeah, Mod's getting it done.
Currently, here's the situation that I can explain without anything looking suspicious. There is no bull of the Naramont Society. It is an empty seat.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna let whatever the fuck Cinnamon just did to my... If that was supposed to be on me, it's not in our best interest if Lady Horathiaburg doesn't think she's in control of me, so grab the fucking thing and let's put it on my hair and hopefully it doesn't take me again.
Well, it did.
Then I'll pretend like it is.
It did crack a little bit, so I think we're fine.
Okay, do you have mending or something? Well, maybe not because then it'll bring it back.
I'm not
or
gonna
was there
mend it.
magic in it?
Ooh, there was magic in my so I'll go.
Okay, well, do you have mending?
Well, I do have mending.
Okay, well,
yes,
mending.
I'm a very
Okay,
helpful.
I'll bring it
I'm a
out.
very helpful little boy. Fine. Oh my god.
All right.
Dynamic. I love real charm.
All right, Codex, Issa, Shay. Who wants to go next?
I say Issa.
All right, Issa, what you doing?
I'm just gonna keep voting, everybody.
Yeah, I guess the polite thing to do would be to talk to her parents first.
You walk over to Salvador and Elena, who are currently in talks with Queen Iris Vallis Khan. I don't think you've ever met Amaury. Maybe seen him. No, you've never met Amaury. You see the fully bald-faced and headed man in a very fancy getup, sitting next to someone who shares some similar features to him, who you remember seeing at the Fated Fates auction. Her name was Clea. And then you see a tiny goblin in priest-like robes, but not the ones you're used to.
I hug Iris first.
Oh my gosh, Isabella, you look so big.
Yeah, I really had a growth spurt since I've last seen you, but it's so nice to see you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm not actually, unfortunately, here for the Fated Fates. I was going to have discussions with not only King Guillaume, but also with Baron Vicerin as well.
Is something wrong?
No, we usually have conversations about kind of ways that we can uplift Zabraria into helping others, because sometimes Zabraria likes to be a little shut in. And she's like trying to figure out the words to say. You watch Amaury kind of like shove in and say, basically Zabraria is very fucking haughty and elitist, and we're trying our best to increase relations across all of Sodoma. Isn't that wonderful?
Hi, I'm Issa, and I put my hand out to
You're
Amaury.
Salvador's child.
Yes.
He kind of like takes your hand and does like the kiss.
Yeah, what's your name?
Amaury Moore. I'm head servant of Queen Iris Vallis Khan, as well as other things I won't say.
Well, nice to meet you. Iris, great to see you.
Didn't I? And you kind of like, you see Clea kind of like cock her head. Oh yeah, I don't think we ever met at that auction a few months back, but I know your cohort, Shay Erebus.
Hi, yeah, I'm Issa, and
I'm
I
Clea.
extend my hand to her as well.
Yeah, this is my father, Amaury. Unfortunately, her other dad could not be here, says Amaury. He is quite old and frail.
Understood.
Goddamn.
Technically so, well, I should be, but... Well, you know about the Professor's Dream, right? You were taught all your studies, I'm sure, by young Salvador here.
Yes.
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 Yes. So I had an eldritch being inside of my body, isn't that crazy? And now I'm living longer than I should. Isn't that fun?
Issa's just like nodding along, like the polite smile that I assume Connie was using with Lady Seraphima, just like, yeah.
You haven't introduced yourself to me yet.
Hi, I'm Issa.
Little goblin looks up to you with kind of black ruffled hair, and he wears what looks like this pendant that has like a piece of wood on it. Kind of weird. And then like these like kind of white and like very light gold trimmings on it. Grok, that's my name. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
You're Salvador's kid?
Yes, I am Salvador's daughter.
Wow.
How do you know my dad?
Oh shit, like, didn't know him. Me and Iris, not Amaury, but me and Iris were in Pactamaga, the people who stopped at the Perverse Dream and all the books or whatever.
Okay, got it. Yeah, wonderful.
I like saved a whole goblin tribe from damnation, whatever.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm with the Fated Fates adventuring right now.
You like swing or... Oh, we had someone with a white violin. We had her sister does some type of like rest in peace. She was just a little tiny goblin like.
Yes.
We had me. Obviously, you can tell what I do. Yeah.
Well, readers, you really can't, actually.
We had a witch wizard. She was dead for a bit. Kind of. What else did we have? Oh, we had this. Oh, my friend Cinder. She almost killed me. That was pretty cool. Well, I mean, not at the time. But, like, looking back, I kind of get it.
That happens in adventuring party.
Yeah.
So she likes yeah.
Oh, yeah, and she's a druid, so, but, like, whatever. And I was kind of like, does anyone forget that I'm queen? And I was like, America is like, whatever. Like, they say my name's the savior. And then, like as he continues, America just goes, Grog, that's enough. Like, sorry. Like,
This is like when you go to a reunion or something and you meet all your parents' weird friends.
yeah, anyway, well, good luck. Don't, don't read books you're not supposed to. And if a door is unlocked, leave it that way. Yeah. Good work. Hopefully you don't have to fight something world-ending.
Yeah.
Again.
Anyway, I'm gonna go try those little, like, egg things over there.
Great to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah, probably Elena kind of like, Isabella, you look very good. How are you doing?
Thanks. Great.
Good. Iris, and she kind of like takes Iris's hand and starts to walk away.
Ouch.
Hey, Dad. I give my dad a hug.
Salvador's just kind of like, hi, Isa.
Hi, Dad.
You okay?
Yeah. Generally. Why?
Just checking in.
How's Mom?
She's good, yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay. I miss you.
I miss you too, Dad. You can visit if you want.
Yeah, I'll try to do that more.
Are you gonna sit at the family table?
We already have our table. Your mom kind of got us to sit with the burgomaster of the 8th.
But they have a family table set up. You can meet everyone else's parents. I think that would be kind of nice.
I don't know if there'll be seats for us, but I can go over and meet them.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll go meet them.
Cool.
I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
Kind of like shakes his head a little awkwardly, and then, well, we'll go over. All right, Codex, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, when the spotlight hits us, it's very much deer in the headlights. Like, ears go really flat, eyes go huge, and she's just like, oh no. When it goes away, she's like, anyway, that was weird. Like, turns back to Lord Cass.
So, who are you?
Who am I?
Other than Codex, Sayori, or whatever.
Oh, well, I'm part of the Fated Fates.
Wow.
You're gonna have to lead, by the way, because I don't really know what I'm doing out here.
Yeah, he'll start leading you.
Other than that, not much. I used to work at the post office, but then I did the whole getting you thing.
Why did you want to come over and talk with me? You know exactly who I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I wanted to talk to you because I'm profoundly curious about a lot of things, and the Lady of Want seemed kind of chill when we talked to her, so I figured, why not?
Okay, and what do you want from me?
Oh, I don't want anything from you. I just want to talk.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about you. Like, is it weird being bound to, like, a lady like Arathia?
I guess so. It's not comfortable, but it's not something I can change. Just like I couldn't change being bound to that diamond until actually that one with the steaming hair over there stopped it.
Just look over at Connie being like, just standing pissed.
As well as the woman who's pretending to be somebody else talking to Arathia currently.
Yeah.
And some others, but...
Yeah.
Well, so I guess my question, like, if you're, I mean, you don't have to tell me anything, obviously, like, who am I? But, like, I guess my questions are, like, how does it work? Like, are you...
I'm bound to her. If she dies, I die, so therefore, I'm like her bodyguard.
So you're like a guard dog, kind of, but like a big guard dog.
I guess if I'm forced to be one, yes. Not much I can really do about it, but then I can't say it's not somewhat enjoyable. As he kind of smiles.
Yeah, she does kind of suck sometimes, and I guess if you're like into that kind of stuff, it works out.
You're like into sucking.
If you're into the suck, she kind of like gives this like awkward laugh. And I mean, he can obviously tell her brain cell is working so hard.
Brain cell. I love how it's singular.
Yeah, the one. Remember, we have an agreement. She gets the pronouns and the brain cell when I don't. She kind of like looks at him and then she kind of like squints and like she's like, I'm like kind of curious. So it's a binding with a wish. Were you like wished into the diamonds originally?
Well, I remember us betrayer gods not getting too much winning done. And then I remember being released. I'm assuming the creator of all things was enough of the suffering happening. Unfortunate, though. They did make me, so what did they expect? It's not my job currently, in the grand scheme. And he kind of like leans into one of your ears and says, "That's your son causing suffering now."
Her ears immediately like swivel back.
And then he kind of like comes back and says, "A job I'm sure he hates. But someone has to, right?"
Right. Someone has to do that kind of stuff. Someone has to make them suffering.
Well, it's also fear and pain, if that makes it any better.
Right, yeah, all that good stuff. Do you, is that like all you know? Is that like all you experience?
No. I obviously can speak and do other things. I don't know what you mean exactly.
Like, have you only ever known, like, fear, pain, suffering, all that stuff? Or, like, do you ever feel happy?
Oh, I usually revel in those things, yes.
Yeah, but, like, okay, here's one. And she's, like barely paying attention to dancing, so he's very much in charge of, like, where they're going.
He feels so light, too. Like, it's almost like you're like, just weaving, like, smoke.
Cool. Swag. She's like, okay, so it's so hard to explain things when I don't exactly know what I'm getting at. Like, have you ever been, like, in love with anyone? Do gods do that kind of stuff?
They do. I mean, obviously they do. If gods didn't fall in love, there would have been no cosmic divide. Right?
Sure, I didn't go to church I didn't study that kind of stuff, so.
Oh, I can just tell you that someone's child caused a very bad tantrum. That's the cosmic divide.
Oh, I get that. That's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, like, I once broke all the furniture in my room.
Yeah, you seem to have done much more than that, too.
Yeah, I used to be really volatile.
Literally. Kessek's saying these things as if Kessek knows a lot about you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds like if Arethia's been keeping watch on me since I was like...
No, I mean before that.
What?
Oh.
What is that? What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I mean.
I don't know what you...
Oh, darling, you were created to be volatile. Come on.
What do you mean I was created? What the fuck? Alright, do you know the person who made the hex leap?
Yes, I know the person who made the hex leap. You're talking about Yofet, the goddess of nature. By the way, did you know she was a betrayer god for a bit?
Spicy. Mm-hmm.
She turned, which I think in the end is what made the tides go in the way of the Starboard gods, but that's not really important. Though, she will always be marked like the rest of us. And you kind of see, like, his form quickly changes from Lord Kess to this, like, purple, like, light lavender-skinned being, humanoid still, with, like, kind of long silver gray hair, what looks like this red halo with spikes on it above his head before he kind of flashes back. And he kind of points to the halo and then back. And you'll remember the Lady of Want, as well as the Scarred Warlord, also had these really, like, red things on them. Lady of Want had the bindings. Othmir, the Scarred Warlord, had the red horns coming out of his helmet, where his eyes would be.
So, what do you mean I was made? You make it sound like I wasn't, like...
Would you like to say born? Is that easier for you? I mean, you could say I was born from the Oracle, the creator of all things. And you were born of Yofet. Like, what do you not know here?
I don't know any of that. This is all news. What do you? So wait, hold on. Is my mom like the quote unquote big like mom with a capital M? Oh God.
I mean, I guess, but all you were just building blocks to make parts of the world, and you didn't pit her out, which was weird. And also, you're like half of one, so I guess. But the other half's over there, isn't it? As like he points over to Dogma.
She like follows his point, and she's like, "Oh fuck."
So technically, you are. I don't even know how to like a cell splitting. I don't know how to say it. You look confused.
Yeah, cause I'm not that any. The magic exploded. Like it's super gone.
Darling, you're a hexaleap in cycle. It might take a second to come back, especially if you're only half of what you should be. Do you ever think about reforming?
What? No. What? No. What? I didn't think about any of this because I didn't know any of this. What? Were you there?
I don't remember you specifically. There were so many of you.
So wait, were they all Herringon? Wait, hold on.
Herringons? No, they're the beings of divine magic, exploding onto the world as you know it until they pit her out and gone to make different animals. Technically, there's plant ones too, but that's a whole different story. Those aren't exactly the same.
So why am I a Herringon?
I don't know. I was asleep for most of it, wasn't I? Or bound, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, you could always just maybe find a way to reform yourself, finish your job, and then you don't exist anymore. That'd probably be better, right?
Well, I think if I reform myself...
Well, actually, it might be good for you to say, because you must be suffering not doing your job as intended, yeah?
No, I'm having a good time being me.
That is kind of beautiful, as he kind of like traces a finger along your cheek, and you just watch like the pink arcane magic like dust kind of like comes off and flies into the air.
Cool.
I wonder if you start the cycle over, if you'll just forget who this persona is. Maybe not. Who knows? Also, why did you split between predator and prey? That doesn't seem very...
You're saying okay, Kessak, you're saying a lot of stuff that's crazy right now, and I need a second to just take it. We didn't split on purpose. We've always been like this. Does this have any significance? And she like holds up like the half of the coin necklace that she's wearing.
Why would money have anything to do with anything? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't fucking know. When we were left at the orphanage thing, we had this in our names, and that was it. So if a goddess is my mom, then she probably dropped us there with that.
You just watch as he almost like stops and like kind of like stops, lets go of you, clasps his hands. Oh, I love this. I guess a god does feel love.
What the fuck is that? She just like her ears just flatten out because she's like so confused and frustrated, and she just like stares at him.
You know what? No. Yeah, don't figure it out.
Psycho.
Just stay like this.
Wait a minute. I can fix him.
Slow burn.
It's the shirt that she wears to go to sleep. Introverts fear me, evil men want me.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, she like stares at him for a really long time and is just like processing everything. When he says that, she kind of like blinks, and then she like looks. Her eyes kind of divert over to Arathia, and she just kind of like shoves all of that information aside into a box that she'll deal with later, and like looks at him, and she's like, I'll deal with this later. And then she looks at him, and she's like, okay, all of this aside, the real reason that I wanted to dance with you, it was because I wanted to talk to you, and I didn't think you would just kill me instantly, here, in front of...
Why would I kill you if that ends your suffering? You're not afraid in death. Well, you shouldn't be. Well, depending on where you go, I guess.
No, it's great. I guess it depends how I go out, you know what I mean?
Yes. But unfortunately, not much I can do about it, so might as well enjoy my time here.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we talked to the Lady of Want, there wasn't much that she could do either, but we broke the binding, so...
Find a way to break the binding, but you can't kill Arathia, because if you kill her, I'll kill you first so I don't die. I'm bound to her.
Yeah, so like, what if she's just like a diamond?
I don't think you can grab Arathia and make a wish, but maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, Hexaleap, or, sorry, Codex, whatever your name was.
She just kind of like nods and she's like, okay, cool. Yeah, this has been great and super fun and went exactly the way I thought it was going to go and everything that I planned for. So I'm going to workshop these ideas and you continue to be just like that. And she like looks at him as he's staring at her. And good luck with the whole guard dogging Arathia, I guess.
With your new body, do you, like, consume things? Like, do you feel things? Is it real?
Yeah? I mean, I'm vegetarian, so it's like...
Okay, well then tell me what would be the most delicious thing there. And branching out into new experiences.
I hope I hate it.
I mean, I haven't really eaten anything. I think the,
There's a lot of egg here. Is egg delicious?
Egg? I'm not a huge egg person. I mean...
I think someone said that's a quiche. I saw it spelled, but I couldn't remember. Spinach quiche.
Are you talking about the quiches? It's quiche.
Quiche. I like that.
Codex, I can fucking fix it.
If you're going for like my favorites on the table though, the little chocolate eclairs, they're like this big. Those are bangers. And also I think a sleeper hit.
I thought dessert was supposed to be had after.
I mean, why let expectations control what you eat? Why not just eat what you like to eat?
I don't know, I've never had it. Also, I thought the prolonging would be nice. Eating, and then eating what I wanted after.
The yearning.
The yearning.
He's a freak. I love him.
I'm eating this crucifer, but I really want to be eating these.
He's like the
I can fix him. Yeah, I mean, you could do the quiche first and then have the chocolate eclair second, or you could just do what I do and eat whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna have the quiche. And he walks away.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, okay, bye, Kessak. And she's just gonna turn and, like, for a second just, like, stand there, like, what the fuck just happened? And then she's gonna go find Dogma.
Shay, what you doing?
I was going to go talk to Clea, but I feel like Issa popped over there, so I can go over to the green hair. Is it green hair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't actually gotten to be introduced to them.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you head over to this person in white, surrounding her is Aster, the woman you saw in the woods in Generta, as well as this other woman who has a darker complexion. She has like yellow gold irises, and she's in kind of like a black and yellow dress. And she also wears what looks like a face mask over her mouth.
Ooh. Hello, everyone. You are Aster, yes? I believe we've met in Generta.
Oh, yeah, you were with, we didn't meet, but you were Terrence, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, good to see you're doing well.
Likewise. And you two are?
Aster kind of like looks over to the one with green hair and she kind of says, "My name is Hila.
Hello again, Hila.
This is Gazania." And Gazania just kind of nods. She doesn't speak much.
Well, nice to meet you.
I don't know if Terrence told you my line of work, but these two ladies share the same line, but in the other sectors of Sparia.
I'm not privy to them, actually. I was going to ask how you were able to get this sort of invite.
Yeah, we are all in charge of, we make up the beautification committee of Zabaria.
I see, and you each have different sectors, yes?
Correct. I'm
What's
in
yours?
charge of the Berg, Hila is the Grove, and then Gazania is the Wilds.
Ah, yes. I thought I'd seen Hila around there.
Yes, I think we've run into each other before, if I remember.
Once or twice.
I don't see you much in the Grove anymore. I assume you must just have passage between.
Correct, yes. But I do appreciate all the help you ever gave me.
Of course. I think beautification goes past just the upkeep and looks of the world and surroundings around us, but also the people, so.
Appreciate it. And if you ever want company on your runs through the Grove, you let me know.
Oh, I actually live in the Grove. I stay pretty close with I work actually very closely with the Bearers of the Dawn, so.
Makes sense.
Yes.
I do see a few around here.
Yes, I was surprised that two actually came. They usually stay pretty close in their own their reservations.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I've stumbled across a few.
Well, I guess on the behalf of the Beautification Committee, we thank the Fated Fates for all the help you've done in Zabaria. I mean, that was a massive problem.
Yes, and it was nice to be of use. And then I'm assuming, Gazonia, you help in the wilds.
She nods.
I've heard there might be a bit of trouble out there.
She kind of like cocks her head a little to the side, and then like you see like she's like thinking. She probably signs, and Gila kind of like looks over and says, she's saying that unfortunately just with the way the wilds has been in recent years that there are wildlife issues, but it's so hard to say that wildlife is an issue when with the surrounding civilization and interrupting a habitat. It's a weird balance.
True enough. Well, feel free to call on the Fated Fates if you need any assistance in that.
You see Gazania sign something. It seems like a little long, and then Gila just says, yeah, of course.
Okay. Sure. So, is this a normal thing for you to be invited to these sort of events?
Well, we are obviously involved decorating and stuff, but not in this kind of way. We obviously oversee the different gardens, the different national parks, and then also we had to germinate in a large batch of Arlite, which is why she kind of points around and you see the Arlites, which are the national flower of Zabaria. They are this like it almost looks like they are soft petals to the touch, but it almost looks like they've been like coated in gold paint. The petals, like they look like fake gold flowers or roses, and they have like pretty sharp thorns on their sides. Which it's almost like you're not allowed to hunt bald eagles. It's illegal. You're not allowed to trim Arlite unless it's like mandated. You're not allowed to rip thorns off of Arlite. Like it's like that pretty serious.
Are those the ones that were around the bodies in the wild?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I would have seen
Okay.
them.
no. Our lights were not around the body. No,
Okay.
they were. They looked like some type of sunflower.
Well, we have a keep over in the third. If any of you would ever like to visit, I know Astor, you would probably like to see Terrence again.
Oh yes, I'd love to talk with Terrence. How are his serums?
They're fascinating, really. I believe you helped him with those, no?
I did. I have my own type of. Yeah, there's probably that weird pause.
Oh yeah, they're just like nodding at each other.
I did. There was a. I like to help wanderers when I see them, and I have this kind of brew of just like medicinal herbs that Gila has helped me construct.
Oh, I figured as much.
Yeah, she's pretty good on terms with the Bearers of the Dawn. So, using parts of the Dawn would, of course, being mandated and allowed to help heal when needed. Sometimes I even, freely give it to different apothecaries or medicinal hospitals that need them.
What made Terrence so special for this very unique elixir?
Well, I didn't make the entire elixir. I just saw somebody who really wanted to make a difference, and I thought either he could use it for himself or, do what he wished for it.
True enough. Well, I'm sure he's very grateful, and I've helped him gather whatever I can to continue his experiments.
Well, has his serums, have they done what he's wished them to? Have they helped?
As far as I know, but
You can probably assume they don't know that the serums were what made the big people.
yeah, exactly.
See, they didn't use those ingredients. Those ingredients were never used in the bad ones.
The bad ones, yeah. Well, I can say that they have a very good effect for dear Terrence, and
He doesn't look
very
that
useful.
He doesn't look that different. I thought it was supposed to like kind of change him.
Oh, yes, it's a temporary sort of thing.
Okay.
That when the elixir is taken, there's just a bit of a transformation, just a slight one. But it's very helpful, so on behalf of all the Fated Fates and Terrence specifically, I thank you for your assistance.
I'm glad that they're helping people and not hurting.
Shay just nods. Well, it was lovely to meet and speak with the three of you, and I hope that we get to see each other again soon.
I just saw you kind of like walking over here, but if you want to meet anybody that we know, we could totally introduce you.
I would love to.
Okay. And she kind of smiles and she kind of like lets her hand out to you to like hold her hand.
Oh, absolutely.
That's her like Shay.
I feel like they're like the cool clique.
Right? Just
I'm
like
these are like cool, like hippie
every
girls I
day.
want to be friends with.
Yeah, so she brings you over to Pontiff Amnestria and Archbishop Beerus Ozzel, who is a red clay-skinned half-orc, kind of older. He is the bull of the Tide Thorns, and then obviously, even though he's the bull, who's in charge of him is Pontiff Amnestria. As they're both kind of standing there, and Aster kind of says, I didn't know if maybe anyone wanted to meet our honored heroes of the night, but this is Shay Erebos of the Fated Fates. And you watch as like they both are like kind of like talking to each other, and they have like their other like there's also a gaggle of like religious people.
Yeah.
But they both kind of turn, and Archbishop Ozzel kind of turns over to you and says, "Oh, my greatest and sincerest gratitude for all the help you've done."
Of course, it was an honor.
It's funny. I feel like we haven't had adventurers or heroes really in Zabraria or the Berg for quite some time, probably long before RogueCon back 50-some years.
It was an unexpected twist of fate for us as well, so we just sort of rolled with punches. And here we are.
Pontiff Amnestria, she kind of like looks down to you a bit, and she reaches out her hand, or both hands, I'm sorry, for at least one of yours.
Oh, Shay takes both of her hands.
She kind of like clasps your hands, and they feel like this very warm in the way of not like warm hands, but like these like almost like warm glow. Like I can't. It feels like almost like butterflies in your hands. It just feels nice. I don't think I've ever shaken the hands of a hero.
Well, I don't know how much of a hero I am, but it's good to meet you.
I would say things like, let the light shine on you and let the fair Father's blessings be upon you, but I truly think this is just something special. It's nice to have hope sometimes. And she kind of like looks around. There's so much dismay, and I'm not the political type myself, but I don't really know how well I fit into a... And she kind of probably leans a little away from all saying like, bold and political type. Sorry, I feel like I'm just humbling myself here, but I don't think the light has ever shined as bright before.
That's quite an honor coming from you.
I would love to meet the rest of you as well, but I think change needs to happen, and there's, I don't know how, despite being pontiff, I don't know how much power I really have. I kind of sometimes feel like a figurehead.
You're not the first powerful person I've met today that's felt the same. And oftentimes change is not really something you can expect. You just have to accept it as it happens.
The most I do is I just try to guide people in the right direction.
That may not be all you can do. But still powerful in and of itself.
I guess so. Though I think power isn't something so much to hold on to. I think it's something that needs to be divided instead. Anyway, I don't want to take up your time. I'm sure the meal will be coming soon, and the rest of the night will peter out, and I'm sure there's many people who would like to speak to you, as I'm sure there's many people who would like to speak to me, but it is an honor. You said your name is Shay?
It is.
Amnestria.
Well met. And I will spread your kind words and your well wishes to the rest of the Fates.
Thank you.
I hope we meet again.
I'm always in the 8th. I can't say I'm always available, but on some days I do have sermons I give out. Actually, I know Isabella, well, her father, I've met her when she was a really young girl, but her father is one of the finest people of our church.
I've heard such things as well.
She kind of like gestures over to Isabella, and I'm not too well versed with all the burgomasters, but I do know Miss Cornelia Russo and her family a little bit. Not more of like know of, not really know.
That seems to be a safe place to stay. I think it just gets a little complicated there, so best to keep your distance on that one.
I also know your mother.
I know the best background reaction there. How did you know my mother?
She kind of pushes some of her hair back to show she's also an elf. She kind of lets out her arm for you to take and walk with her.
Absolutely, I do.
She starts walking over to actually Salvador, who seems to be finishing up at the table with the parents, be like, hi. As she's kind of guiding you over to Salvador, she starts responding to what you said. I don't just stay in the Berg, I have a duty to all of Zabraria. And as intense, I'm sure this sounds as to the world as well. But your mother and I, briefly we've met. Just when I met most of the bearers of the dawn. And replacements along the way. Not your mother. Well, I've yet to meet your sister. I'd like to speak to her tonight. But it was a terrible loss. But to see what good has come from it, as you both look like very fine young women.
I unfortunately have yet to see all the good that has come from it, but I appreciate your kind words.
Shay, all these people think of you as a hero, and you've already proven it. I know this is not to make up for anything, sometimes it's hard to see the light, and I also know lights cast shadows, and shadows are also important, and sometimes you can get stuck in that middle ground, but think about it, every light casts that shadow, so you have to see both, otherwise it all feels grey. Something else that you might like to know. I knew of your father.
Oh, Shay stops dead in her tracks.
And she kind of turns and holds your hands. Your friend's father knew your father. As she references Salvador. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Woo! Spicy!